At Anaheim, California, at Anaheim Stadium, as we get ready to continue action here at the U.S. Outlaw Association Camo Mud Racing and Monster Truck National Championship Series. You want mud racers? We got them. Look at this lineup of the staging lanes as we get ready to go into the modified category. Now, these are non-supercharged machines, but they are lightweights, and these things run pretty strong.
First one is going to be John Harmon from Shaver Lake, California, with the Kamikaze Kid. He'll be going against Plum Creepy, Opal Rivas.
Wow, wild ride at the finish line for Harmon, the defending champion, while Rivas has big-time problems just making it across the finish line. That little short wheelbase Jeep is the machine that won it here last year. Watch this ride. He takes it to the finish line. 2.86 seconds for a single four-barrel carbureted machine.
Great time. And on Opal, a 5.08-second run. Plum Crazy.
You can see where the problem was there. Right at half track, that machine just about turned into a submarine down there, but she managed to pull her out. Pretty bizarre pass, and that 5.08 will put those two drivers in the first and second standings right now.
All right, here comes Twist and Shout, driven by Dwayne Masonheimer, going against Bad to the Bone, driven by Gary Mink of Fresno, California.
Wow! Man, Gary Mink comes up with a tremendous effort for this class. Watch this thing leave the line and keep the tires above the mud. Here in the lightweight class, the idea is to skim across the surface. 2.58 seconds will give him the #1 spot at this point. In the other lane, the early model Willys family wagon type machine, as you can see, has the tire spin problems on the front end. Still a 2.77-second run is not bad at all. Now remember, these drivers are not shooting for 4 qualifying positions. This is a one-shot round. The low elapsed time of this one-pass round wins it.
All right, here comes the Gladiator, driven by Sonny Snow of Bakersfield.
Pretty unusual machine in the far lane. The Mud Dancer is a 1964 Chevy El Camino. Now, both of these machines use all-steel bodies. They are fairly heavy when compared to the supercharged super modifieds that we'll see later on. These are both about 3,500-pound vehicles. You don't see too many Chevy El Caminos in this sport. Dan Harwell waits on the line as his opponent Sonny Snow does the same for the green light.
Both from Bakersfield. Here we go.
Big time problems for the Willys. But then the El Camino has problems, and the Willys goes back around for the win. Unbelievable.
Well, he really got with it. He really turned up the power.
Look at Harwell. He's not giving up. In and out of the throttle. Finally, they throw the red flag, and that'll stop him there. Pretty bizarre one there. You can see the problems immediately for the Gladiator Willys. He gets right back at the throttle, though. Apparently didn't even realize that Harwell was having the problem. That 3,000-pound Willys Jeep bouncing all over the place. Runs at a lap time of 2.41 seconds. Now, Harwell on the other side. The Mud Dancer didn't even make it to the 100-foot finish line. 70 feet is the official distance that'll place him well down at the end of the pack, Jerry.
It certainly will. All right, the next pair coming up. It's going to be the Mud Devil, driven by Bobby Sellers.
Sellers' Jeep fiberglass CJ Funny Car now has a mark of 2.41 seconds to beat. As you just saw, the Gladiator take the #1 spot.
Going against Wasted Wagers of Larry Tribe.
You know, anybody with common sense would have bet on the lightweight Jeep CJ to win that one. Shives, last year's runner-up with a brand-new full-body pickup, actually gets the win. Again, there is a problem in that right-hand lane down around three-quarter track that you better have some power to be able to get through. The Mud Devil gets stuck in that spot. 4.74 seconds will keep him way down the line.
It certainly will. All right, here comes the replay on our other racer.
Shives with the brand-new Ford did a great job, 2.86 seconds. Right now, though, that's only good for the #5 position in this lineup. But still, talking about a 3,300-pound full-body truck.
All right, next pair. Brings us Wild Bosco, driven by Mark Shaver, and Pete Toy, driven by David Ruggles.
The Pete Toy machine, an altered wheelbase compact pickup. You don't see them on the street too much. 3 goes to green. Tremendous amount of power from both machines. I think those runs are probably going to be good enough for one of the top 2 spots.
They had their hands full trying to control these machines.
Look at this. I'll tell you what, the Pete Toy machine, you couldn't use up any more of this mud course. The lap time, 3.02 seconds with a lot of driving going on in that cockpit. The 302 won't be good enough for one of the top 5 spots. And interestingly enough, this run looked even stronger. Again, sideways, bouncing off that high berm we talked about.
He sure did. He just kissed that one wall and brought it back into the center of the track.
It's almost like having an extra driver in there. It'll put you right. 2.81 seconds, though. Won't be good enough for one of the top 4 positions as this field is getting quicker and quicker.
Certainly is. Here comes the Mudcat, driven by Chris Brantford, going against Boswell's Scott Lynch.
Lynch gets a good starting line advantage, but both machines have problems down there near the end, especially the full-body Chevy truck. I'll tell you, again, the fiberglass-bodied, lightweight Jeeps actually seem to be having a problem here.
All right, the Mudcat is going through with a time of 5.11, and look at the problem he's having getting through that mud body.
That's that hole, I guess, basically, down around the 80-foot mark that has really been giving people problems in that lane. The Chevy won't be a factor as far as the threat to the leader is concerned. In the other lane, the fiberglass Jeep machine having the same problem. Starting line launch was excellent, but look at the rear end starting to drop. You know the weight is getting the better of it. Still the elapsed time, 2.60 seconds. That's good right now for the number 2 spot in this field.
Driver's really working that wheel, trying to keep it straight.
I'll tell you what, we've got monster trucks and lots of them. And coming up, we'll be seeing the first round of monster truck eliminations. Don't even think about going away. Ladies and gentlemen, to Anaheim, California at Anaheim Stadium for the continuation of the U.S. Hot Rod Association Camel Mud Racing and Monster Truck National Championship Series, all brought to you by the legendary sound of Kicker stereo speakers by Stillwater Design. Well, Jerry, it looks like we've already got our qualified field set in the monster truck action. Right now, we're getting ready for the first round of actual competition. We've already seen some great runs, including Taurus. It's quite surprising.
That's right, but coming up right now is the first round, and it's going to be the number 10 qualifier going against the number 5 qualifier.
That's right. The Ohio driver, Larry Turo, with the Hercules Ford Ranger, qualified pretty far down the field, takes on the young killer, Dale Boucher, the Californian, the AM/PM Rocket.
All right, here we go. Green flag goes up. They're on their way.
Pretty even start. And this kid is something else. Larry Turo doing his best to keep up with him, but he has problems coming down off the cart. That's going to hurt him a bunch, Gary.
Oh, he's got his hands full. Here comes the Rocket.
Not even close. Boucher backs out of the throttle to save the equipment. Actually, Turo was making a pretty good run of it there at the last few feet, but it was nowhere near enough. We just received word, Jerry, that Taurus, the number 1 qualifier, apparently will not be able to return for elimination.
That's right. He tore up some suspension parts. Tough break for Jack Woolman.
Well, we've still got some killers in this field. Certainly Dale Boucher qualifies as one of them at 16.16 seconds. Alazura giving it what he could with the Ford Ranger, but it wasn't enough.
All right, coming up next, it's going to be the Skull Crusher, and he'll be going against the Iron Butterfly.
I'll tell you what, the Iron Butterfly machine of Tom Feeney has actually been fairly impressive here. He qualified the number 11 spot. Steve Helms leaves the line first, though. Helms and the Skull Crusher did a heck of a job in qualifying, does a good job on that jump.
The Butterfly is just so heavy.
I'll tell you what, this guy's really making this a race.
Look at this. Look at this. Hold it. Hold it. He might do it.
That is by far one of the closest possible races. Listen to the crowd. The 22,000-pound band makes it literally a matter of inches at the finish line. Look at this battle. And the Skull Crusher wins at 18.41 seconds, a losing 18.61 seconds for the band.
Oh, here comes Bigfoot, driven by Andy Bret. Now, this is a new Bigfoot racer.
Right, the lightest Bigfoot ever at about 10,200 pounds, and he'll be taking on the lady.
Meredith Dalton in the AM/PM box.
She was pretty impressive, but the Bigfoot team ended up qualifying number 3 in this field. Whoa! Unbelievable air-mine soft machine. Nobody's like putting in here.
Meredith is not afraid of this hot rod. Look at this! Look at this!
Tell you what, she made a heck of a race of it. Andy Braff gets there first. But Meredith Dalton wasn't too far behind at all. Excellent job by the lady in the AM/PM box. But Andy Braff finally came up with the quickest run. You bet, the quickest run of this event. 12.59 seconds. The lady goes through at 14.13 seconds. That's also one of the quickest runs we've seen.
It certainly is.